basically what happened, everybody, is I lost a betting special, an E3 betting special. I made some mistakes, and Huber beat me, and he made me sign a contract, which had very specific terms. He had Ian Hink look at it, he had Brandon Jones look at it, I think he had Bradley Ellis look at it, and basically there were no holes. There was no wiggle room in this, and so, yeah, it's finally time to pay the price. I had some fun yesterday, but now it's time to pay the debt. And so what I have to do is stream a complete full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And so the one I have chosen is this right here. This is Zelda from last year's Summer Games Done Quick. Summer Games Done Quick, very fun to watch. It's very good. It's for Doctors Without Borders. They raise a lot of money for charity. And so this is from last year. This is from 2015. And so we're going to watch this from the new save file all the way to the credits. So that should be pretty interesting. I'll get that going now. But personally, like in the meantime, I need to at least stream something else. Here, let me just do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are assembled here today to determine whether Kyle Bosman has fulfilled the terms of the contract signed by him during the 2016 E3 Bets Showdown. Now, if everyone will rise, and please welcome His Honorable Judge Bradley Ellis.
You may be seated. Welcome, everyone. We will settle this here today. It's been a lot of back and forth, but in the end, justice will prevail. So, to begin this, we need to see the whole thing that sparked the case. Mr. Damiani, can you pull up the video?
I, Kyle Bosman, agree to the terms set forth within this document in regards to the proposed stakes outlined by Michael Patrick Huber during the Easy Allies E3 Bets Showdown. I will stream live a complete full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past from a new save slot until the ending credits on Easy Allies Twitch page in no more than 3 sessions, finishing no later than July 8th. 2016.
Yes.
Very tight.
Very important.
Yeah, really
very important.
3 minutes prior to each stream, I will tweet from my own personal Twitter account, @KyleBosman,
Yes.
the following quote, with no less and no more words or symbols attached. I'm about to stream my favorite game of all time. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Period. #masterpiece. Upon full completion of the game, I will discuss my favorite parts of the game for no less than 3 minutes on Huber Syndrome. Signed, Kyle Bosman.
Yes. So, Kyle Bosman streamed a recorded speedrun by McCann Plays, while Kyle himself played Skyward Sword. We will start with each ally giving their case, if Kyle is guilty or not, and at the end, Kyle will have the opportunity to rebuttal in any way.
Sure.
And you will have the final say in all this, so listen up closely.
Great.
Who would like to come to stand first? I will begin. Mr. Huber.
Yes. So in the contract, it said that he must stream this 3 minutes before he begins. We have visual evidence disputing the 3-minute time period. He posted it. He did it more than 3 minutes before the stream, thereby nulling the contract. So I say this man is at a breach of contract. He didn't fulfill his signed obligation. And I want justice.
Who else will come to the stand? Who next?
I'll come up.
Daniel Bloodworth.
I have 4 points of contention. Number 1, regarding how contracts are often understood, the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. One type of guarantee similar to an implied warranty is the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. This covenant is an obligation between all parties of a contract that they act with good faith, i.e. deal honestly and fairly towards each other, and not seek to take unfair advantage of their contract partners. Under common contract law, the covenant of good faith and fair dealing attaches to all contracts and cannot be waived or disclaimed under any circumstances. In most U.S. jurisdictions, breach of the covenant of good faith and fair dealing may form an independent cause of action even if the express terms of the contract have not, strictly speaking, been violated. Misunderstanding may prevent the creation of a contract where it is sufficiently clear that the parties do not have the same understanding of the contract's material terms. Suppose that Party A agrees to pay Party B $5,000 for Party B's car. Party B has 2 cars, a Honda and a Ford. Party A intends to purchase the Ford, but Party B believes they are contracting for the Honda. No contract has been created. An exception, however, is where one party has knowledge of the other party's interpretation, but does not reveal his own different interpretation. A court may enforce the interpretation of the ignorant party. Thus, in the situation above, if Party B knows full well that Party A means the Ford, and Party A does not know that Party B means the Honda, the court will likely enforce the sale of the Ford. In other words, if you knew that Huber wanted you to play, just because the word play is not in the contract, does not void the intention of the contract. Point 2 is the use of that word stream. In most common cases that we use the word stream, part of the definition of that word is to play. In almost no occasion have we said that we are going to stream a game and that we have not played that game. Playing is implied in streaming. Point 3 is the matter of the tweet. He was meant to tweet 3 minutes before his stream. The email notification came at 12:34 a.m. The tweet that he made came 1 minute later at 12:35 a.m. He was already streaming before he made his tweet, rather than tweeting 3 minutes prior to the stream. And then point number 4. The contract states that the complete playthrough must be from a new save file. It does not say that it should show the creation of a save slot. It does not say that it should be from a blank save slot. It says that it should be from a new save slot. Merriam-Webster defines new as not old. Webster's College Dictionary defines it as never existing before and appearing produced for the first time. The save file from M-Chan Plays was created on or before June 2nd and thus is not a new save slot.
Next witness. Please approach the bench. Ah, Mr. Jones. Thank you.
People of the court, judge, people of the jury, I believe Kyle Bosman is innocent. I think everyone in this room and everyone watching the stream knows that arguably no one among us despises Kyle Bosman more than me. It pains me to say this, but I have to look at reality. I have to look at the evidence. Everything we do online is relative in terms of time. So I think if it cannot be proven that the save file was not new, that if it did not specify that the save file needed to be shown, and we have no evidence of when that save was created in relation to either Kyle's stream or the stream that he showed, I think if it was new when it was created, based on the language in the contract, I think that qualifies.
Objection! We can line up the video used by Kyle Bosman with the same video on YouTube for visual evidence. You take the day it was posted and you match it up frame for frame to prove that it indeed was made prior to the day he streamed it.
But at the time it was made, it was new. And that's all the contract specifies. We have indeed streamed things before that we have not played. Exhibit A, every E3 stream we did, where we did not play a game, but yet watched another stream of someone else. And finally, in regards to Mr. Bloodworth's assertion that that Kyle knew Huber meant him to play A Link to the Past. But I would like to posit that Huber knew, just a second, that Huber knew.
We're having a weird trial.
That Huber knew that Kyle would try to find loopholes in that contract. Otherwise, why create the contract in the first place?
Objection! Speculation.
We are in the business of entertainment. I believe Kyle Bosman has created that entertainment. Are you not entertained?
Will anyone else take the stand?
I'll take your stand, Your Honor. I'll take.
Bailiff Casanova, please.
I think he was possibly within his rights if you look at the verbiage where he didn't break the contract. I've heard chat brought up an interesting point where he streamed a video of the game and not the game. That may be something we want to look at. But as far as I'm concerned, it seems like Kyle perhaps is within his legal right with what he did, and that he should be allowed to get away with this. But a bigger question that this brings up is the moral quandary and the societal stigma that goes along with being labeled a welcher. Now, I don't know if we're making or passing moral judgments in this court today, Your Honor, but there is a chance that when Kyle runs through things in his mind, he may change his position of whether or not he's guilty or innocent.
Thank you, Mr. Casanova. Mr. Damiani. Longtime friend of Kyle Bosman.
It's just so sad. The people would do this to poor Kyle Bosman. I mean, why do people hate Kyle? He's such a good person. Good people don't do this type of thing. He stayed up. He was so delirious. He couldn't even remember what time of day it was. Unfortunately, there was one thing that was brought to my attention. Kyle did begin to stream a playthrough of A Link to the Past. Subsequently, was reminded that the playthrough he was playing through did not contain ending credits, clearly outlined within the contract written by Michael Huber. Therefore, 45 minutes into the playthrough was the actual correct beginning time of the complete playthrough. I do believe the good, decent, honorable Kyle Bosman was temporarily insane at the time. No person in their right mind should have been playing a video game in that state.
Mr. Damiani, are you saying that you declare insanity for Mr. Kyle Bosman?
Objection! What is the witness's background with psychological well-being?
I have many years of expert analysis, having dived deeply into the lore of Kingdom Hearts. And
I've been there too, son, I know.
In the Kingdom Hearts fandom, I've seen horrors no person should have to see. I've been to countless anime conventions and dealt with some of the most intriguing people you could find on this planet Earth. And thus, with my 15 years plus experience of that, I believe I am more than qualified.
Thank you, Mr. Damiani. Anyone else?
Your Honor, also I would bring up that we have some write-in testimony from Ian Hink, I believe.
We're going to have Mr. Jones come up and read it.
If the tweet actually went out 3 minutes before the stream itself started, and the playthrough Bosman used shows that it starts from scratch, and there's no doubt of the new save file being used, and it shows all the way through the end credits, I think Kyle legally did not breach the contract, which is hilarious. But the issue of the temporal and universal definition of the word new is raised. Is a save file considered new if it had existed prior to Bosman's stream? The save file was new for that playthrough, but not new in a linear sense of time, and not new for Bosman's stream. However, the contract does not specify and is vague, especially in that regard, so I think that any argument one way or the other on that point is inadmissible. Thus, it is my opinion that Bosman is not legally in breach of this contract. He is guilty of being a master troll.
Ben Moore, do you wish to approach the bench?
Sure. Dear court, Your Honor, the jury, I don't have the legalese of Daniel Bloodworth or Ian Hink to offer as my defense. All I would like to say is that I personally, as a fan of A Link to the Past and of Kyle Bosman, I was looking forward to him making good on this bet and playing through, hopefully hearing some insightful critique as to why he doesn't enjoy this game that so many others do. I thought we would get to see another side. I wanted to see it as a fan, and when I saw the joke, when I saw that Kyle Bosman had done it again, I felt empty, felt hollow. I feel like I could have gotten something great and meaningful, something that could have taught me about the game or a different perspective, and I was let down. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Kyle Bosman, since you are the defendant, I'm going to ask that you place your left hand on this, raise your right hand. I, Kyle Bosman, solemnly swear to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me Nomura. You may begin.
I would like to first explain what I performed, and then I would like to call 2 witnesses to the stand.
I will allow it.
In regards to one of Bloodworth's 4 points, and the points that Huber brought up, the tweet. I performed this to the best of my ability. Let me tell you what I did. First, I clicked go live with a splash screen on the page with Link from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and some Zelda music playing in the background, saying the stream will start soon. Then I did my tweet. From the time I tweeted that, I waited for 3 minutes, to the best of my ability, to take the camera live. If this is some technicality that Bloodworth and Huber want to get hung up on, I will simply restream the 2 hours again. Secondly, what I did, in regards to Michael Damiani's points, was stream an entire playthrough. I streamed, live, a complete full playthrough of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, from a new save slot to the ending credits. I did exactly what was asked of me. I would like to call Michael Patrick Huber to the stand. Michael Huber, would you consider yourself an honorable man?
Sometimes.
Have you always conducted yourself with honor during the betting specials throughout the years? Not just through Easy Allies, but with game trailers.
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
How many people, Michael Huber, did you contact in regards to this contract ahead of the betting special?
I believe 2 or 3 possibly.
Oh, 2 or 3
Yes.
possibly.
Yes.
Would anyone in this room like to raise their hand if they looked at this contract ahead of the betting special?
The final contract that I brought had different words and language than the ones they had seen. So, technically, I know you love technicalities. It is what your whole defense rests on, is technicalities. The contract you signed had never been shown to any prior to you signing.
You're saying you showed it to these people and then modified it afterward from their feedback.
Correct.
Hubert, were you aware that those people could be on your team or my team during the betting special?
Yes.
Do you remember the betting special in which you lost and you were supposed to wear a t-shirt that said guitars?
Yeah. I needed to wear it in every video for a month or something.
Or live stream? Did you in fact wear that t-shirt in every video and every live stream and end every video and live stream with the words guitars?
This is not a question of my past bets! You are on trial, sir! I will not stand for the smear campaign of my honor!
Mr. Huber, settle down, please.
I have one more question for Michael Huber. Do you remember the bet in which you were to play 3 songs on your clarinet?
Yes!
Do you remember that in the betting special we had an established date for that bet?
No.
Do you remember Michael Huber demanding an extension because you did not practice enough?
No.
Okay, he doesn't remember. But it did happen. I now call Daniel Bloodworth to the stand. Daniel Bloodworth, do you think any money was exchanged in the contract I signed for Michael Huber?
Money?
It's a yes or no question, Daniel Bloodworth.
No.
Are you willing to accept that there are different kinds of contracts?
Yes.
What are we doing right now?
You're wasting my time.
Are we not streaming at this moment?
Yes.
Are you willing to accept that what I did play during my live stream was a complete, full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past?
Yes.
we've established that I have streamed a complete full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Would you tell M-Chan that he started with an old save file, Bloodworth?
Objection!
To what?
Denied.
Speculation!
Denied.
Speculation!
Denied!
I just have a yes or no question for Daniel Bloodworth. Did he start with an old save file?
M-Chan's playthrough was on June 2nd. It was not new when you streamed M-Chan's playthrough.
Here, here.
Bloodworth, we have already accepted that I have streamed a full playthrough. The definition of the full playthrough in the contract is that it starts from a new save slot to the ending credits.
That is a matter of interpretation.
You may be seated.
I call Kyle Bosman to the witness stand.
I'm gonna allow this, but you will only be allowed to ask one question, Mr. Huber.
Kyle Bosman, I have one question for you. Did you truly interpret the contract as streaming somebody else's full playthrough?
My interpretation of the contract was presented incomplete on the night of July 3rd.
Thank you, Mr. Boston. According to our Easy Allies tome, where all law is written, the no voters, the ones who vote in favor of Kyle not being guilty, will have the opportunity to refute any of Kyle's arguments. Also, allies on each side will determine whether any evidence should be stricken from their list. Jury will vote yes or no based on approved evidence. The jury has heard the evidence for everything. I'm going to have one of our lead jurors create the straw poll for the jury to vote. Jury, I ask you to vote with honesty whether this man shall be guilty or not guilty is in your hands. Please use your best judgment. Thank you. The jury has spoken. Kyle Bosman is found guilty.
Oh! Justice!
Order in the court, ladies and gentlemen. His Honorable Bradley Ellis will now render the punishment.
So, since Kyle was found guilty, we have a few choices. Number one, Kyle Bosman, you may continue with 2 sessions remaining, or restart with 3 sessions. It is understood that he is required to play himself, question mark. Second chat poll. Huber, you have the option to grant a deadline extension. What the punishment is if the contract is not fulfilled by deadline. So, if Kyle does not uphold the contract, you may add to it with a punishment. What shall it be?
He doesn't deserve to play one of the greatest games of all time. So you know what, Kyle? I'm gonna do it. I don't want your stream anymore anyway! So you just know that the people have spoken. You are guilty. You are a fraud. And I'm gonna stream the game in your place.
Are you going to stream it in 3 play sessions?
I'm gonna stream it however the hell I want.
Oh, nice and cozy, Huber.
Nice and cozy. Contract has been breached anyway, Bosman.
I abided by the contract.
Apparently not. The
Objection!
jury has spoken.
Order! Mr. Bosman, I will allow you to have a closing statement.
Michael Huber brought a dirty trick to the most recent betting special, the E3 Bets Showdown. For the first time ever, unprovoked, he brought a contract, which he conspired with multiple Easy Allies members, and said, hey, is this good? Can I do this? Members that would eventually become people who are on my team in said betting special. Unsurprisingly, it was stupid. With Daniel Bloodworth editing it, it was bound to have holes. I saw these holes, and I did exactly as the contract told me to do. You, the jury, have found otherwise. You think I'm guilty of something. Mostly I just think you want me to just play that game. It's not happening. You will watch Michael Huber play it now. I did not see that coming. It's not going to be fun. Let's see how many views he gets. Let's see if all 1,700 of you are watching Michael Huber play The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, having a great time the whole time. Loving those boss fights. I will be back in the next betting special, and I will never sign a contract for Michael Huber again.
Anytime, anywhere.
You got it.
Mr.
Anytime
Mr. Huber, are
you come knocking, you come knocking.
Order! Mr. Huber, are you suggesting a Money in the Bank situation with the Slusser Cup?
I'm suggesting
Will you explain to the jury and the court?
at an undisclosed time, there will be a #1 contenders match for the Slusser Cup with anyone. Any of you want to challenge me for the cup? It's going down. Money in the Bank rules.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Understood.
thank you for being here today. Justice was swift and strong. Mr. Casanova, can you please take Kyle Bosman away? May the goddess shine upon you all. Praise lightning. Court dismissed.